welcome back to We're Having Fun, the podcast where we have fun. I'm Mark. Hi.
Hi, I'm Krista.
Hi.
I'm having so much fun.
You're having a good time. What's up, everybody? How we doing? How we doing? I don't know, man. What's going on?
It's one of those days, I guess.
It's just one of those days.
So, any new news?
Any new news?
You're usually the one who asks that, but I thought I would this time.
Oh, let's see. New news. No. Done.
Okay, anything else we need to discuss before we get started?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Probably not. We watched a lot of movies this weekend.
Yeah.
We watched Sonic 2.
We did. Mm-hmm.
It was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, I thought.
No, but it was fine.
It's fine.
We also watched Uncharted.
We did. And it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
What else did we watch other than that and the stuff that we had to watch? Wasn't that it?
That might have been it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Okay.
We only had so much time in the day.
True.
So, yeah. But we also watched She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm. Episode 2.
Episode 2. Do.
Which was shorter than the first episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's a lawyer-heavy episode.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming off, she turned She-Hulk in the courtroom.
Yep.
To fight Titania.
Yes, and it did say at the beginning of this, because it was like a news channel was reporting about it, and they were like, Titania, the influencer.
Yeah,
I was like,
social media influencer.
I still don't know we still don't know anything about her.
She's just an influencer that broke their wall.
Like, so weird.
She was in traffic court apparently and got upset. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
But stuff went well in their trial. Well, it didn't go well.
Okay, so they had a mistrial.
Yes.
The other, because after she saved the people of the jury, they were like, well, now the jury, of course, is going to take her side.
Mm-hmm.
And
gonna be biased.
Yeah, going to be biased. So, mistrial.
Mm-hmm.
So, oops. Not that she could really help it, but there you go.
Yep.
So, she goes out after.
They go to the bar.
They go to the bar.
Everybody's excited to see She-Hulk.
Yeah, her and Nikki.
Yep.
And she turns into She-Hulk before she goes in.
Yeah.
And
Nikki's like, you gotta. They want the She-Hulk.
They want a She-Hulk. Yep. And she's like, I hate that name. Honestly, same. Kind of don't like She-Hulk.
I don't know. I'm used to it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't really think about it much, but I get it.
I mean, for the first time that I ever heard of She-Hulk, I was like, they couldn't have come up with something else?
I mean, honestly, at that time, no. That was, like, good for them.
Yeah. At least it wasn't Female Hulk.
Yeah.
So they go into the bar. Everybody's buying her drinks and stuff. So she's drinking every drink.
She's having a good time.
She's having a good time. And, of course, she has a faster metabolism or whatever, so she can't really get drunk as She-Hulk. And then her boss shows up. He's like, I need to talk to you. And she's like, okay. And he's like, no, I need to talk to, like, Jen. Yeah. Not the Hulk. Not She-Hulk. So she's like, all right, cool. So she turns back into herself and she is drunk.
Yeah. She's wasted.
She's very wasted. And he's like, yeah, this isn't working out for us, so you gotta go. Mm-hmm. So, yep. She no longer has a job.
Nope. And we got
she's a liability.
I don't know if it's going to be the last. He'll probably come back around. Her coworker being the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Talking about, I'm going to go talk to this. There's a girl over there I want to talk to. I'm going to go talk to it.
It's like, really?
Oh boy. He's
that's even worse than I'm going to go talk to that female over there.
Yeah. He sucks.
It's like, yikes. Yeah. So honestly, she's probably better off not being in an office with that guy.
Yeah.
So
I'd say so.
Yeah. So anyway, unfortunately, now she has to go find a new job and no one will hire her.
Yeah, they don't want to take a risk on her.
Exactly.
She's a liability.
Yep. So she's sitting there. She's looking for a new kind of job. She's looking at a website and it's like top 10 weirdest jobs or whatever. And one of them is like a mascot and
like a resort or something.
Yeah, and like the Swiss Alps or something.
Yeah.
And it's like these bear costumes.
Yeah.
But on that website, there are some little Easter eggs. Because, of course, there are news articles on the side. Yeah. One of which is about a guy who, with claws, who gets into a fight in a bar.
Yeah, metal claws.
So that's Wolverine.
Interesting. Yeah.
Apparently.
Surprise there. Showing a little X-Men.
Nod to the X-Men. Yeah. There's also a nice little nod to the Eternals. That's like, what's this giant statue in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah. So. I listen to a podcast that's always like, whenever they talk about an MCU movie, and they always finish off with like, and remember, the Earth's an egg. Yep. Never forget, the Earth is just an egg. Yeah. Like, it's such a weird thing they set up. I don't know, Eternals.
Oh, man. I mean, it's kind of funny because there's an episode of Doctor Who where the moon is an egg. Because it, like, births a dragon. It, like, hatches a dragon.
Yeah.
Like it's weird. Because apparently, I think there were, like, 2 at one point. But, yeah, I don't know. I can't remember much about it other than there was a dragon. It was a big dragon egg. Yeah. So.
Did the moon go away? Did it, like, crumble apart?
I think so, but I can't remember.
Weird.
Yeah.
That would not be good.
No, it would not.
A moonfall situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the dragon becomes the moon at that point.
Maybe.
That'd be pretty cool, a dragon moon.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was from years ago. Literally, the only thing I remember is, hey, the moon is a dragon.
It's a dragon. Moon Dragon, another Marvel character.
And there we go.
Back to Marvel.
So she's trying to find a new job, and then she gets a text message on her phone, and we get to see her phone screen. Yeah. Which is you go, wait a minute.
Wait, was that a butt?
I was like, rewind. So yes, it was Captain America's butt.
Yeah. So that's pretty funny.
Of course it was.
Yep.
So she has to go to family dinner. That's what the text is about. And she gets there. We get to meet her family. Her dad is Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers.
Yep.
Which was fun.
Good to see him back.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't recognize any of the other people.
No.
I mean, the other woman that was not her mom looked familiar, but...
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know where I've seen her before. And I didn't look because I didn't care that much. And then there was Ched.
Is that her brother?
Guess it's her brother.
The long hair guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's not Chad, it's Ched.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
That is weird.
But anyway, so...
He got promoted at Best Buy. He's doing pretty good.
He did, so good for him.
Yep.
So, what happens?
Her dad takes
her to the garage or whatever to make sure she's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, I mean, at least you didn't destroy a whole city. Mm-hmm. You know? She's like, yeah, there is that. Yeah. So, I don't remember much about this part.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, she just doesn't want to be a hero. He gives her some advice, I think, pointing her kind of to being a hero. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. But then she gets contacted by the defending lawyer in that case where she turned into the She-Hulk.
Yes.
He wants to talk to her.
Yes. And he offers her a position.
Mm-hmm.
In a new department that they're going to start called the Superhuman Law Division.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, well, sure, yeah, that sounds good. So she shows up for her first day, and he's like, oh, we don't want Jen, we want She-Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
She's like,
when you're at the office or in court, you gotta be She-Hulk.
You gotta be She-Hulk. And she's like, great.
Yeah.
I gotta get a whole new wardrobe just for work. And she has to turn into She-Hulk right then, which means I noticed like her pants were like more like capris.
Yeah.
But at least it didn't destroy her suit.
Yep, that's true.
So,
gotta get that elastic suit.
Exactly. She needs some spandex.
Yep.
So she gets in. Oh, and she does say that there's one stipulation to her working for the new people, and that she gets to choose her own paralegal. So she chooses Nikki, of course.
And he's like,
I don't care.
I don't care.
Exactly. She's like, okay then. So yeah, she gets Nikki to be her paralegal. Mm-hmm. So she's there too. They're hanging out. They get a nice little welcome basket from some guy named Pug.
Got a nice office. Yeah, Pug. It was weird.
Yeah. So, I guess he seems like an okay guy.
I guess.
Probably better than the other guy that was at the
Well, yeah, I can't get much worse than that
exactly.
guy.
I think that's a little step up, at least. But then they tell her that her first case is going to be Blonsky.
Yep, Emil Blonsky.
Yep, he's going up for parole, and she is going to be representing him.
Yeah.
And if she decides not to, then she doesn't get the job.
Yeah. She's like, this is a big conflict of interest for me here.
Yep. He tried to kill my cousin.
Yeah. Kind of a thing.
Exactly. So she's like, okay, well, I'll at least go meet him. Mm-hmm. So that's what she does. She goes to the prison, which is actually damage control. It's a damage control place.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So she goes there. I'm surprised that it wasn't like a worse place, because you know how damage control is.
Yeah. They're
just incompetent.
Yep.
But she goes to talk to him, and he's like, it was the government's fault. They made me think that I was going to be a hero and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they gave me the super soldier serum, and
yeah,
I was just a victim here.
I've changed now, but like, okay, they did give him the super soldier serum and all that. That's why he's able to survive the kick to the tree.
Kick to the tree. Oh my gosh, this is still one of my favorites.
But he did make the professor / the leader give him Bruce's blood.
Yeah.
To turn him into the abomination. So government's not totally to blame for this.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly.
We'll see if they kind of forget that or not.
Yeah, I don't know. But he tries to, make his case and everything. And then she's like...
Yeah, he says he also writes haikus for all his victims.
Yeah, exactly.
To help everybody with their suffering.
Yeah, that's like his way of apologizing, I guess. Is to write a haiku and to write them a letter or whatever, apologizing.
Yeah.
And, he's turned a new leaf. He wants to be a better person. She's like, well, maybe I should go ahead and take this case. But she wants to okay it with Bruce first. Mm-hmm. So she calls him up, and she starts talking, and he can't even get a word in edgewise, because she's just talking it all through and everything. Mm-hmm. And then finally he's like, just take the job. It's fine. He wrote me a letter apologizing. It even had a nice haiku.
Yeah. We put that all behind us.
Exactly. So he's like, just go ahead and take it. So he's like, just go ahead and take it, Mm-hmm. And she's like, okay, cool. Are you coming to LA for... like soon, anytime soon? He's like, no, I'm kind of busy. And it turns out he's on a spaceship.
Yeah, where's he going?
I don't know. It was that spaceship that showed up in the first episode.
Yeah. I think, is it going to be some kind of World War Hulk thing?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Who knows? But he's heading off into space and loses cell signal. And she's like, oh, well, okay, I guess the call's over. So
maybe for next season they'll do a World War Hulk for some reason.
I don't know.
She'd have to go save Bruce on Sakaar or something.
I don't know.
We'll see. Or maybe it won't matter. It won't mean anything.
Maybe it won't. So she turns on the TV, and what's going on?
Well, she calls her boss.
Oh, she does call the boss first.
I'll take it. We got this. I got a plan and everything. 100%. We're going to win this. Yeah. He's like, cool. Turn on the news.
Yep. And there's a news story.
Yep.
About Blonsky. About Abomination.
Yep.
Who has escaped jail.
Well, it just shows that he's been fighting in those...
Yeah.
So fighting at some point, Shang-Chi.
At some point, he's managed to escape and go fight in the whatever it was.
The fighting pits or whatever.
Yeah, I can't remember what the name of the place was. Like the Golden Dragon or something like that.
Yeah. They got some splaining to do.
Yep.
Gotta get Wong in there on the stand.
Uh-huh. And Wong's gonna show up because you've seen him in the commercial or the trailers and everything. So
right.
I guess that's what he's gonna be doing there.
Probably.
Because that's who he was fighting, so.
Yep. Yeah. There.
Who you fighting?
Guess that's how he learned Zen and all that.
Yeah, because when he showed up in Shang-Chi as Abomination, he seemed like not that bad of a guy. He was just fighting, and then they walk off together like they're friends and everything. Yeah,
and they go to that portal, and it looks like it goes into that cage that he's in right now.
Oh, is that where it goes?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's how he's been getting in and out. Because
Wong's
of Wong.
Been just coming in and getting him.
What are you doing?
Wong's a bad boy.
Oh, bad boy.
He's a bad boy.
Wong.
Wong, behave.
Oh my god. Oh man. Okay, so anyway.
So that's She-Hulk episode 2.
Yep.
It wasn't bad.
No.
It was interesting. I'm excited to see some lawyering.
Was there an after credit scene with this one?
It was her helping out her dad.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was just doing chores around, like bringing in the big, like, bottles of water and helping hold his car up while they changed the tires.
Yeah,
which
she should have put it down because he was trying to loosen the bolts.
Yeah.
Just put it down when you loosen the bolts and natural friction will do it and then lift it up. Anywho, yeah, it was unnecessary, but it's fine.
That's why I didn't write it down, because I was like, nah, whatever.
Yeah, but there were some good little pieces in there. Mm-hmm. Some Captain America's butt and all that. That was funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of America's butt, we watched The Avengers.
Marvel's The Avengers.
Disney's Marvel's The Avengers. This is our next movie on our MCU trek.
Yep.
I remember being super pumped for this movie.
I was probably not quite as pumped because I've never been into like superhero comic books. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I went to see it because it had all the other, because I had already seen like Iron Man and Iron Man 2 and not the Hulk. I had not seen the Hulk, and I had maybe not even seen
Captain America.
Maybe I had seen part of Captain America at that point, but I had definitely seen Thor.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew the characters.
I've seen Thor.
Definitely seen Thor.
Listen, behave, Krista.
Behave.
It's a sassy episode.
I don't know why, but sure.
We're being sassy.
We're being so sassy.
We got a little sassy today.
Oh my gosh. Behave. So, yeah, I was excited to see everybody kind of teaming up. Mm-hmm. Thought it looked like it would be pretty fun.
Yeah, and I was even excited at the beginning of this movie because it starts out in, like, a S.H.I.E.L.D. place.
Well, it starts out off in outer space.
Oh, I guess it does. Yeah, that's right.
Technically.
Yeah.
And they're like, the Chitauri are ready, or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay.
It's the other talking. I always forget his name because he's useless.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, who is the other? Because that was like one of the last notes that I have, because the other shows up at the end also.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, who's the other? But, you just answered it.
You don't know. It's just Thanos' henchman. I don't know if they're actually like anything in the comics or anything. Okay. But they probably are. Everything usually is.
Anyway, but somebody is about to lead the Chitauri somewhere. But it doesn't show who it is, I don't think. I don't think it shows at that point. But I mean, it's Loki.
Yeah.
Which we find out pretty soon. We find out like in the next part. Uh-huh. Basically.
Yeah. We don't see it.
But it has Nick Fury shows up with Maria Hill.
I was excited to see her. I like Colby Smulders. Okay. She's cool. And then Hawkeye's there, up in his little nest, watching everything.
Coulson is there.
Yeah, but I saw Coulson already. I'm good.
Yeah. And Fury is there because the Tesseract just turned itself on somehow. Yeah. And it keeps like, every time they turn the power off, it turns it all back on again anyway. Because it's a power source. Also, Eric Selvig is there because, of course, he is.
Because he's science.
Because if they need a scientist, Eric Selvig is your man, apparently.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with, whatever.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah. So they're all standing around just kind of staring at it.
Yeah,
and it starts pulsing. And they're like, I forget who says it, but it may be Selvig who's like, it's something about the other side. The other side.
It's Hawkeye. He's like, Hawkeye? Maybe, well, it's a door, right? So maybe that's coming from the other side. Yeah. Trying to open it.
Obviously, that is what's happening because it opens up a portal to space. And Loki comes through the portal.
Yep.
With his little staff thing.
Yeah, his little scepter.
Scepter, that's the word I was trying to think of. Like staff thing, I know that's not what it is, but so he has a scepter and everything.
Yep. So they try and stop him, but he just takes everybody out, basically.
He starts taking people out, and the people he doesn't take out, he takes under his control, basically, by putting his scepter up to their...
Uses that scepter on their hearts.
On their hearts. Oh, no. So he takes...
I don't know why it would be on their hearts.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's the Mind Stone, isn't it?
I think so.
So,
because I'm pretty sure that's what they used to make Vision.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
Okay, then that's definitely the Mind Stone.
Yeah. Well, they gotta do it for a joke later, I guess. So.
Yeah, true. I guess so.
They gotta do it that way.
So anyway, he gets Hawkeye first under his control, and then he gets Selvig and Fury. And Nick Fury grabs the Tesseract and puts it
packing it up in the background.
Into a suitcase so that he can get it out of there. But they get it before he can get out. Yeah,
well, he tries to stall him. So Nick is trying to stall him for a bit because the portal's like collapsing on itself. And it's taking down the building. So he's like, I'm just gonna let it fall in on us. But Hawkeye recognizes it. And it's like, bro, he's trying to get us. And he's like, yeah, I am. And they just shoot him.
They shoot him and they take the Tesseract. So they start leaving. Maria Hill sees them. And is like, or no, some guys see him, I think. Or maybe it is her.
Yeah, it's her.
I guess so. And she's like, who's that guy? And it's like they can't explain.
And Hawkeye's like, they didn't tell me.
Exactly. And he just gets in. They start heading off and Fury's like, stop them.
Yeah. Hell! They got Loki in the Tesseract.
And she's like, oh crap. So she jumps into a car and chases after him. So that means there's going to be a big car chase.
Big chase while everything's crumbling around.
Yep, the facility is imploding.
Fury gets away on a helicopter.
Yep.
That was lucky.
And pretty much all the important people escaped.
Yeah, Coulson gets out.
Yeah. Maria Hill gets stuck at one, just like, there's a little bit of rubble. So she doesn't quite make it out, but she's like right at the exit or whatever. So she's fine.
Windshield.
Exactly. She's fine. She's like, I'll go check and make sure everybody else is all right. It's like, yeah, those people are dead. Yeah. But, and then.
It's nice of you and everything.
Yeah, exactly. And then Fury's helicopter crashes.
Yeah, because it gets shot up by his scepter.
Yep. And that's the beginning. And then it goes.
They drive away.
Yep. And then it goes, the Avengers. And you hear the Avengers theme. And I was like, is this the first time that we've heard this theme? I didn't check it, but probably.
Yeah.
So then we have Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. She's being interrogated by these Russian guys.
Yep. They got her over a hole, tied up to a chair.
Yep.
She's in a bad spot, or so we think.
Or so they think.
Yeah.
And so one of them gets a phone call, and he's like, this is weird, you know? So he answers it. It's Coulson. He's like, it's for her. I forget what he says.
She takes it, and he's like...
Oh, he tells him, I know the location of where they are.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't let me talk to her.
I can shoot you up if you want.
Exactly. So he's like, okay, fine. So he gives it to her. And she's like, oh, I'm kind of busy here.
Yeah, they're about to tell me everything.
And he's like, I wasn't telling you everything. Oh, goodness. Yeah. So she's like, what's going on or whatever. He tells her it's an emergency.
Barton's compromised.
You gotta get out of there. So she just messes them all up. She finds them all, takes them all down, and just leaves. She's like, well, I got what I needed. Yep. I'm out.
They're done.
Yep. So she goes to meet up with Fury, and he's like, well, you're gonna go meet up with the big guy. And she's like, Tony Stark? I thought that we didn't want him. He's like, no.
And we don't really get along.
Yeah. He's like, no. The big guy, meaning the Hulk.
The Hulkster.
So Bruce Banner is helping some sick people. There's a little girl that's like, oh, my dad is sick. Come help. And here's some money, you know. Yeah. He's like, all right. So she leads him to this shack or whatever.
Outskirt of town,
Yep. And she just crawls right out the window.
He's like, just like, nope.
Okay.
He's like, oh, man.
Duped again. And there's Natasha.
Yep.
And she's like, okay, we kind of need you to help trace the gamma radiation that the Tesseract emits because it's such a small amount. We think you might be the only one because you're like an expert in gamma radiation. So he's like, well, I don't want to, but I guess I will. Yeah. He kind of gets angry at her at one point.
She pulls a gun on him she had hidden.
Yep.
And there were apparently a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents around that we weren't aware of.
Yeah, and she had told him that it was just two of them, but obviously not. Yeah. But yeah, so he's like, okay, sure, I'll help.
Yeah. He's been non-Hulk for a couple years now.
Yeah, he's been without incident for over a year.
Yeah.
Then we have Captain America, who is also going to be recruited. He's doing his punching bag thing that he was doing soon at the end of his movie.
Like he does.
Mm-hmm. And they recruit him, I guess, mainly because, well, first Avenger and everything.
Yeah.
And also because he's seen the Tesseract before. So they're hoping maybe he knows a little more about it than some of the other people.
Right.
So there we go. That's Captain America.
That's our team, baby.
Not quite yet, because we have Iron Man, who is currently making Stark Tower into a more energy efficient place by using the arc reactor to power it.
Yep.
So it's going to be like a green initiative kind of thing.
Self-sustaining. Can go for a year.
Exactly. So he and Pepper are celebrating that. And of course, Coulson comes in and she's like, "Oh, it's Phil." And he's like, "How do you know his..."
What do you mean, Phil?
What do you mean his first name is Agent? What are you talking about? So, he shows up and he's like, "Here, I need you to look at these papers and stuff." Or not papers, but these files.
Yeah.
So he's looking at all of that. So
not the Avengers.
Exactly. So I guess he knows kind of what's going on.
Yep.
Then Steve and Banner are on a helicopter, I think.
It's on a boat. It's a aircraft carrier looking thing, and then they're talking, and not Scarlet Witch.
Well, I mean, they're on a plane to get there first, or a helicopter, or whatever, to get there first, and it's the helicarrier,
right,
is what they land on. But what I wanted to say is that Phil Coulson shows up and introduces himself to Steve Rogers.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, "I watched you while you were sleeping." Like, dude, that is the creepiest thing.
He loves them.
Stop pretending to be a vampire from Twilight. This is not cool. This is not
his
cool.
favorite hero.
Yeah, he has trading cards.
Yeah.
Of Captain America.
He does.
He's very excited because it took him years to get the full collection.
I really liked Coulson in this movie.
Yeah.
When I watched it, I really wish Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. didn't exist. I hate Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've never watched it.
Don't.
Okay. I mean, I've heard some people say it's good, so.
It has, good parts, but overall, it sucks.
Overall bad.
It's not worth it.
But it has Ming-Na Wen in it.
Yeah, I agree. It should be good. I want it to be good. Okay. It refuses. I've tried watching that show 3 or 4 times.
All right.
And it's bad. Anywho, So they're talking.
It's a helicarrier.
Yeah, it starts taking off.
Yep.
They think it's going to be a submarine.
Yeah.
They think it's going to dive, and they're like, "Oh, you want the Hulk in a confined space underwater?"
Exactly. It's like, oh no, that's not what this is.
Yeah, we're actually going in the air, which is worse, maybe.
Well, maybe. Debatable.
I don't know. Either way, it's probably pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, it's bad to have the Hulk anywhere, honestly. Yeah. So.
Just don't have the Hulk.
So, back where Loki and Hawkeye and Selvig are, Selvig is working with the Tesseract, and he tells them that they need iridium. So they're like, "All right, well, let's get us some iridium."
Yep.
And on the helicarrier, their S.H.I.E.L.D. is using some kind of technology to look at people's faces to try to match.
Yeah, face scanning technology.
Yep, exactly. With trying to find Hawkeye or Loki or Selvig, I guess.
Yeah.
And there's...
Or that random agent that got converted.
Yeah, that nobody talks about, because nobody cares about that guy. Yeah. Sorry, Rando.
Let's do this for Captain Ricky.
So they do get a positive ID on Loki.
Yeah, apparently he's not really hiding very well.
Yeah, he's in Germany at, an auction house. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
So he shows up there. Hawkeye's also there. He's sneaking in the back way or whatever. Because they're going to get iridium there. That's what they're looking for.
Yep.
So, while Hawkeye gets the iridium, Loki just, walks around and is, telling people, he's, freaking people out. He uses some kind of thing to get the eye.
Oh, yeah. Well, the door Hawkeye has to get in needs an eye. It does an eye scan, so Loki just rips the guy's eye out, basically, and scans it and sends it over.
It's so gross.
Yeah. It's funny now that, I really like Loki. He's great.
Yeah.
It's everybody's favorite guy, and it's remember he ripped a dude's eye out, killed a bunch of people. He was he was pretty bad in this first movie.
Because remember how when we started watching Loki, I was like, I just really don't like Loki. And then that changed for me.
Yeah.
But this is why I didn't like Loki. He's kind of the bad guy,
He was.
Jeez.
But he's still kind of likable. I don't know. Even when he's ripping out that eye, I'm like, okay. Behave, Loki. You're being sassy.
Stop.
Stop it, buddy.
Loki.
You're being too much.
Come on. So
little rapscallion.
So yeah, he's like freaking out. He's freaked out all these people. They start running out in the streets.
Yeah, I'd be a little freaked out too.
Yeah, so he goes out there and he's like, kneel before me.
Kneel before Zod.
Exactly. Except kneel before Loki. And so they start kneeling down, except there's this one old man who gets back up. He's like, I don't kneel for men like you.
Yeah, I've seen men like you. He's like, exactly. There are no men like me. There's always men like you.
And so he's like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to kill you. So he's about to kill this old man. And then who shows up? It's Captain America.
Yay.
Just in time to save the old man's life. So there we go. They're fight it out. They're fighting, and
Black Widow shows up, or she's just on like a chopper or something.
I guess.
Around.
But so they're fighting and everything. And then suddenly Nick Fury is like, he's watching everything. And then it like you can see like what the battle happening or whatever on the ground. And I just hear a ow! And I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, who's hurting down there? Because I thought it was just somebody screaming, and then I'm like, oh wait, that's AC/DC. Here comes Iron Man, of course.
Yeah. Shows up, helps take down Loki.
So they capture him. Then they're heading back with him. They're in Black Widow's airplane or whatever that she's flying around. And it starts storming.
It's getting a little lightning-y.
Oh, it's Thor.
He's back, there. Baby.
Yep, so
Because last time we saw Thor, the rainbow bridge had broken. Loki had fallen into the abyss.
Exactly.
Here's Thor. He somehow made it back.
Yeah, apparently Odin used
some black magic or something dark magic.
Something to get him there.
Yeah.
So he's there. He's there for Loki. He takes him and jumps out of the plane.
Yep.
So, whoops, there they go. And Iron Man's like, well, I guess I better go after him. So he goes after him. And then Cap's like, well, I guess I better go too. So they all start heading out of there.
Hey, Steve, that's like a god. Like,
yeah, you can't handle this.
Yeah. He's like, I got this. Yeah. Captain America, baby.
So they're all just floating down, I guess. I don't know.
Well, Thor and Loki land on a little cliff, and he's like talking to Loki about he thought he was dead. He mourned him. Odin mourned him. Everybody mourned him. And Loki's like, I don't believe you. You stupid. Stupid. And then Iron Man just tackles Thor.
And they start fighting.
And I loved this. When I was in the theater, this was, this whole sequence of Iron Man and Thor and Captain America.
Yeah, because Cap, of course, shows up too. And starts fighting also.
Yeah, it's pretty much Iron Man and Cap fighting Thor. Thor hits Cap's shield at one point.
Yeah, with Mjolnir, and it just doesn't do anything. I mean, it just blasts them all.
Shock on her, and I was like, this is the best day of my life. It was really cool. I enjoyed it. It was well done.
Yeah. And then I guess they kind of explain what's going on. And so Thor's like, all right, well...
Kind of show they both have a common goal. They're both going for the Tesseract.
Yeah, so he's like, okay, well, I'll join you.
Yeah.
So they still have Loki captured.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. So...
He's just waiting on that mountaintop.
Yeah, he's like, I guess I'll just stay here. So they go back. They make it to the helicarrier. Iron Man and Bruce Banner start working together. They're trying to figure out where the Tesseract is.
Loki gets put in a cage that's over a little hatch that'll open if he tries to escape, and it'll fall to the earth.
Yep. And Cap comes in to talk to Iron Man and Bruce, or Tony and Bruce. And they're like, well, Iron Man's like, let's just see what S.H.I.E.L.D. has been hiding from us, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to figure out what's going on and why they're just now being called in for this thing. And then Cap is like, you know, he's kind of on S.H.I.E.L.D.'s side.
Yeah.
But he does go off and he decides to...
even Bruce is like, come on.
Yeah.
You don't think something's going on?
Yeah. So he's like...
Something's a little fishy here.
He decides to go off and do his own little investigation.
Yep.
And also, this is the point in the movie where I realized that he has a hood on this new little suit that he has.
Yeah.
And it looks real dumb, and it doesn't make any sense to me. He never uses it.
It's his mask.
Is it his mask?
Yeah. He pulls it over his head.
Why didn't you tell me that when
I did tell you that, and then you laughed about something else. And I was like, it's his mask for his identity. And you're like, oh, won't be able to tell what it is with the hood on. And I was like,
I thought you just said it's for his... I thought you said it's to mask his identity. You let me joke about this the whole movie.
I don't know. You were enjoying yourself.
Okay. Oh, man.
I mean, everybody knows who he is anyway, so
I know.
It's still kind of a good
That's
point.
why I was laughing about it, because I was like, oh, because they're not going to recognize it's Captain America by the star, a big star on his chest.
Yeah, exactly.
And the stripes and everything. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
This also happened while we were watching Uncharted. If I can tell. In Uncharted, we were eating lunch and we were watching Uncharted, and they're looking through. They're like giving backstory of whatever they're gonna steal or whatever, and it's like, this is the family of the thing. They're going for it, and it's a big picture of Antonio Banderas, and I go, hey, it's Antonio de Banderas, and then time goes by.
I was not paying attention.
Antonio Banderas shows up on the screen, and you're like, hey, Antonio Banderas.
What you have to understand is I'm an idiot sometimes. I was focused on my food. I had teriyaki chicken and it was really good. Okay?
That's fair. That is fair.
Oh, man.
It's been kind of a weekend.
Oh, gosh.
It's fun.
But I mean, that gave me the chance that every time he showed up on screen to go, hey! I didn't know Antonio Banderas was in this. Oh, goodness.
Oh, man.
I don't remember what we're talking about.
It was his hood. And he went off to go look for whatever.
Yeah.
And Tony keeps trying to bring out the whole... He like shocks Bruce at one point, sticks him with a little thing that shocks him. But Bruce is staying Bruce.
He's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like all of this happens... Oh, it takes a lot longer for all of this to happen than what I'm remembering, and what my notes show, but I don't know. So Natasha goes to talk to Loki.
Yeah.
And would you like to take it? I literally can't stop thinking about Antonio Banderas now.
So, yeah, she's talking to him about, like, what's he want? What's going on? Why are you here? And he starts talking to her and kind of starts threatening her. And it's like, I know who you are. Daughter of whatever. And
well, no, when he says daughter of Dragov, that's not what... He's not calling her the daughter of Dragov.
Who's he calling the daughter of Dragov?
He's talking about what happens in Black Widow.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because when I was watching the show, I was like, huh...
Yeah.
Because she's daughter of Ivan or whatever.
Right. Ivan Drago.
No.
Famous boxer.
No.
But yeah, so, and he's going into all like her bad stuff she's done and all the things she feels guilty. And she's like, how could you? You're a monster.
Yeah.
And she's got her back turned to him. She's like, you're a monster. And he's like, I'm not the monster. You brought the monster here.
And she's like, oh.
You want the Hulk.
So that's what this is about. Yeah. Okay, thanks. And then walks off. He's like, wait, what?
Aww.
She played me.
That was good.
Yeah, it was. Because he thinks that he's like really just messing with her.
Oh, yeah, he's super cocky.
No. So she goes in. She's like, okay, he's trying to get the Hulk to come out.
Yeah, Bruce, we need to get you.
We got to get you out of here, bro.
Mm-hmm. And everybody kind of starts arguing because Cap is off on his searches. He found old Hydra weapons that had used the Tesseract to power them.
Yep.
So he's like, shield.
Exactly. So he comes in and he's like, yeah, I found this stuff. And Tony's like, yep, and I found this stuff in the files. Mm-hmm. So it all makes sense. And of course, Nick Fury's there and he's like, look, the reason that we did this is because of that guy over there. And there's Thor. And Thor's like, what did I do?
I'm just here, man.
I didn't, it shouldn't be my fault. Mm-hmm. But so they're like, well, you made all these weapons, and that's what made Loki show up again and
using the Tesseract.
Yeah, to try to get the Tesseract. So it's getting
real tense, and they're like, Bruce, put down the scepter, bro.
Yeah, because
he had just grabbed it.
Yep.
It has mind controls.
Oh no.
And there's also a plane coming with a Hawkeye on it and other people.
So Hawkeye shoots one of the engines and it explodes. And when it explodes, Bruce and Nat fall through the floor. She gets pinned under something.
Yeah.
And then Cap and Iron Man, who have been sitting there arguing the whole time, they're like, oh, we gotta do stuff now.
Yeah, they were like, what, you wanna go? You wanna go outside?
Get the suit. Get the suit, bro. Come on, let's do this.
Suit. And then whenever the explosion, like, okay, get the suit.
Get the suit, because we gotta take care of this. Exactly.
Yeah.
So they run off to take care of all that. Thor, I guess, does his own thing for a while. He
runs off to go get Loki. He's like, I gotta go check on him. He's gonna try and get out.
No, that's later.
Well, I mean, it's not that much later. It's all in the, like, confusion.
Guess. But, because there's a fight between Thor and the Hulk before that happens.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, so I don't really know what Thor does. I guess he's just standing there going, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Where'd everybody go?
I don't know. So, Bruce unfortunately turns into the Hulk.
Yeah.
And he starts running after Nat. Cap and Tony start working on the busted part of the ship. There's a lot of stuff going on at the same time.
They gotta work together. Cap's gotta, like...
Pull a lever,
change some fuses and all that. Yeah. And Iron Man's, like, speeding up the engine...
The fan or whatever to get the turbine kind of thing. But of course, people start shooting at Cap, and it's like, well, crap, now I gotta get rid of these guys.
Yep.
Nat gets hit by the Hulk, and then that's when Thor shows up and starts fighting him.
Yep.
They fight for a while,
Fight.
And they realize, okay, S.H.I.E.L.D. realizes the Hulk is there. This is a problem. So they send in a plane to shoot the Hulk.
Yeah.
Which he does. But that just makes him angrier.
Yeah, they're like, keep your distance, though. He's like, okay.
It's
way too close.
No. It does not work. So the Hulk just jumps out of the window onto that plane.
Yep.
Tears everything apart. Tears the thing open. Well, the guy tries to eject, and he grabs the guy. just flings him. Which is fine, because that means he can use his parachute to get out of there.
He's still parachuting.
He's fine.
That was lucky.
Exactly. And so the Hulk is just fallen now.
Yeah.
So then Hawkeye has somehow managed to get into the helicarrier and uses one of his little arrows to put a virus into.
Yeah. Kind of like in the What If when he shoots the computer.
Yeah, exactly.
The USB.
Yeah.
The USB arrow.
Exactly. So he does that, which shuts down the engines. So now the helicarrier is falling.
Yep.
And at this point, that's when the Hulk goes to find out what's going on with Loki. I said the Hulk.
Hulk's back.
I meant Thor. So Thor, I'm sorry, I got the greatest Avenger, or what, not greatest, it's, what?
Point Break.
No, the
Strongest Avenger.
Strongest Avenger, that's what I'm trying to think of. The Strongest Avengers, I got them mixed up.
Team Thor.
Yeah. So Loki, of course, is escaping. And as he escapes, Thor runs for him.
Yeah, he tries to tackle him back in at the door.
But
It was an illusion, Michael.
Exactly. So Thor goes into the cage. And this is when Coulson shows up.
Yeah.
He's got a gun. And he's like, I don't know what this does, but we're going to find out.
Yeah.
And then Loki does his illusion thing again and is behind him and stabs him.
Stabs him through the chest. I was like, what? No, Coulson!
So he falls down. He's been stabbed. Loki goes over, hits the red button that opens up the thing under the cage, and so Thor and the cage fall through the hole.
Yep.
So there we go.
Coulson shoots Loki.
Yep.
And he flies to the back. He's like, oh, that's what that does.
That's what that does, yeah.
I did like Coulson. I was sad when he died. And honestly, he should have stayed dead. Because the way they bring him back is dumb. I wouldn't have minded if they brought him back just for something better than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, technically in the movies, he is still dead. They never show him alive again.
As far as they're concerned,
Exactly.
They don't talk about it.
So, I mean, they could just be like, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is non-canon, and there you go.
Yeah. Although Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did cross over with a lot of stuff, and yeah, it kind of set up other movies too. But not in a...
I was going to say, well, obviously not enough that it mattered.
Yeah.
So
I think it did something for like Age of Ultron or something. I don't remember what. Anywho.
So, yeah, bad things are happening. Of course, Thor does make it. He makes it out of the thing.
Yeah, he's able to
use
rocket out of there.
Rocket himself out of there. So he's fine.
Tony and Cap are able to get the engines going again, although Iron Man does get caught up in the turbine pretty hard.
Yeah, but he's okay.
Yeah, he makes it out finally once Cap's able to get to the lever.
Yeah, and Hulk crashes through a building and is completely nude.
I don't know how he lost his clothes.
No, I said the wind must have whipped him off.
Yeah, it was a very strong wind.
I guess so. I mean, he was falling for a while, so.
Maybe Hulk just likes to get nude, you know?
I don't know. Maybe he hit the ground and he just ripped all of his clothes off. But yeah, there's a little guy there who brings Bruce some extra some clothes to put on. So there we go.
Nice.
Very nice. So the ones who are left on the helicarrier, they find out about Coulson, and they're like,
Fury brings his cards in. It's like he had these on him when he died.
Which is a lie.
And they have blood on him. It's like, where'd you get that blood, dude? That's so weird. Nick, you're weird.
It's like he just went over to Coulson's body and just rubbed him on there. I was like, this will work. Shh,
be quiet.
Don't worry about it.
It's okay.
So yeah, they're going to avenge him. Also, at one point, Hawkeye met up with Black Widow and she smacked him so hard that
they were fighting.
He's no longer under control of Loki.
Yeah, she sent him head first into a railing.
Yeah,
knocked him out pretty hard.
It's like, I mean, you're not being controlled by Loki anymore, but you do have brain damage. So just so you know.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to shoot that bow ever again.
Yeah, so he's back to himself again.
Yep.
And then they now know where the Tesseract is. It is at Stark Tower. Oh no, because they're going to use the Stark Tower, the green energy, the whole thing with the arc reactor, and they're going to use that with the Tesseract to open up the portal so that the Chitauri can get in.
Oh, and I'd be remiss as a former chemist if I didn't say something about when the Bruce Banner...
Oh, when he's trying to find the gamma radiation.
They're first trying to locate him. It's like, we need to find that gamma radiation signature. And he's like, tell everybody with a spectrometer to put him on the roof and turn him up or whatever. It's like, well, bro, that's insane. First off, not all spectrometers are the same and don't all measure what you're trying to measure. And trying to find gamma radiation is like super hard. You would need like such an expensive machine. So no. This plan's dumb.
But they were going to use that to like somehow triangulate where it is or whatever.
Just find where they're going. Yeah.
Anyway,
back to this. They're on top of Stark Tower.
Yeah, they do. Oh, he does open up the portal. So here come the Chitauri. They show up. They're wreaking havoc on New York. And there are fights going on everywhere.
Iron Man tries to stop it at first. He shoots the thing and it just blows him backwards.
Yeah.
And so he goes to his little office place deck on his tower. Loki's there. They have a little talk. Get the famous line of Loki saying he has an army.
He says, we have a Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I liked it. And he gets his new armor.
Now, when he tries to blow up the Tesseract, is that when Selvig falls over and gets...
Yep.
Okay, so that knocks him out of Loki's control,
normal-ish.
Too. Yeah.
Although he obviously goes crazy later in Thor 2.
Oh, Selvig.
Oh, Selvig.
My goodness.
You're so... Behave.
Behave. You're so sassy. So, yeah. Chitauri show up. They start fighting. And they finally, at one point, they all are there at the same spot together. And
Hulk shows up.
Yep.
Yeah, Iron Man's being chased by a big whale-type alien ship deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
And... Bruce shows up on a little motorcycle and he's putting along.
Yep.
And he's like, does his thing of, that's my secret. I'm always angry. And he turns into the Hulk and he smashes that whale thing and it was the best thing. I loved it so much. I loved this movie. So, such a good movie. I hate that Joss Whedon did it because he sucks. But it's so good.
Yeah. So then, of course, we have all of them there together, and we have the hero shot that they show like all the time
circle,
on everything.
The one that convinced Loki to go good in Loki.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, geez. So then they all separate. They start going there. They have their own little things they need to do. And so all of this is happening, and it's like on the news, of course. And the council wants to talk to Fury, and it's like, why? Where are these people later?
Yeah.
So they want to talk to Nick Fury.
Yep.
And he's trying to convince them that, don't do anything stupid because they're going to take care of it. And they're like, no, we're going to send a nuke.
We're going to nuke New York.
It's like...
It seems extreme, guys.
Okay.
Like, I feel like give them a sack.
Yeah. It's like...
Before you nuke your own country. Right. Insane people.
It's real weird.
Yeah.
And so that's...
He lets Tony know. He gives him a heads up.
Yeah, he's like, they're thinking of doing this. You might want to take care of it as quickly as possible. So then Hulk also gets to the top of Stark Tower and meets up with Loki.
Oh, with Loki, yeah.
Yeah.
Loki's just yelling at him.
Yeah.
I am your god, or something like that.
And he just smashes him.
Oh my gosh, he just grabs his legs and
just back and forth.
Just flings him around.
Yeah.
And that was one... I love this movie.
And then he just leaves him in like a Loki-sized hole, basically. Yeah. And he walks off and he goes, puny god. Yeah.
And just Loki just laying like, there. Ah. It was tremendous. That's one of like the best MCU scenes.
Now there's a missile heading for the city because of course they do get out of there.
And Black Widow heads to the top. What's happening?
Oh, I was going to say they head off they have their own orders from the council. So they head off and Nick Fury is going to try to stop them.
Yeah.
So he just takes like a rocket launcher and knocks one of them out.
Yeah.
But of course, there were two of them.
Yeah. He's like, oh man.
Crap. So yeah, he's like, okay, well there's a missile heading for the city, so you might want to get rid of it before it wipes out downtown.
Yeah.
Or not downtown, midtown, I think that's what it said.
All right.
So, what were you going to say?
Black Widow gets on top of Stark Tower where the Tesseract is and all that, and Selvig's waking up.
Yep.
And he's like, I think I built in a
fail-safe
to it, but we need the scepter, so they get the scepter. And
so she goes to get the scepter, gets it up there.
Sticks it in there.
Yep. And she has to like touch it to the Tesseract or whatever, and that will stop it.
Because they're like, they run off the same energy or whatever, but it's like, they don't. They think that it's powered by the Tesseract, but we know it's not. But I guess they're both Soul Stone.
Yeah,
so I guess that's kind of works, but I think this was all kind of before I don't know that they planned on the scepter being a stone or not. I don't know.
So the scepter is the Mind Stone. Which one is the Tesseract?
The space.
Okay, yeah.
I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah, because
it's not power.
It like teleports people around to different places.
It's not power, and it's not reality, and it's not time. Okay, so, and it's not the Mind Stone. So what's left? Space? Is that it?
Soul.
Okay, and it's definitely not Soul Stone.
Yep.
Yeah, so it has to be Space Stone. Okay, that makes sense. So, well, I mean, I guess all the stones are kind of together anyway, because, like, that's how Red Skull ends up guarding the Soul Stone, because I guess they're all connected somehow.
Well, yeah, they're all connected, but yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. It was just the way they described it was weird.
I think they probably looked at it and went, "Oh, both of these are blue, so they must be connected."
They must be the same thing. They're kind of blue and electrically looking.
Yeah. So anyway, so she's getting ready to close the portal, and Tony's like, "Wait, just give me a minute. I gotta do this." So he goes and he grabs the missile and he makes it go up into the portal, goes out into space. And he goes so far. And I'm like, you could have let it go.
Yeah.
So much earlier.
Yeah.
But he doesn't.
I guess he's got to aim it at the big alien ship, the Chitauri ship.
So he aims it at the Chitauri ship. And he watches it blow up as he falls back toward...
He's out of power.
Yep. As he falls back toward the ground.
Yeah.
Toward the portal. So Cap is like, close it.
They wait for a bit and they're like...
Doesn't look like he's coming back.
Not great. I don't know why they couldn't wait a little longer.
I don't either. Like, maybe they saw the explosion and they were like, "Oh, that explosion might hurt the city or something." We're gonna
get some nuclear fallout.
Yeah. So Natalie. Why do I keep calling her Natalie? Because I have it as Nat, and I keep thinking Natasha.
She's your granddaughter. Natalie. Tell her the wrong name. Very formal. You know how your grandparents do? Mine call me Bartholomew.
My grandmother does not do that. She does call me my mom's name and both of my aunt's names, though.
Yeah.
And then she goes, Krista. And it's like, yeah.
Christina?
No.
Christina?
If she called me Christina. And my great-grandmother called me Crystal.
There you go.
I think. Sounds familiar.
Point proven.
So Natasha closes the portal.
Yep.
But Tony did make it through.
He fell through at the last second. Yep. And he just keeps falling.
Of course, his suit is powered down, so he's basically passed out, probably, at this point. Because he's been falling for a while.
Yep.
And I'm like, somebody catch him.
Yeah.
And Thor he's whipping up his hammer. He's ready to fly up there and catch him, but Hulk gets to him first.
Yep.
And so he puts him down. He just kind of like throws him down.
Yeah. Kind of funny. They land pretty tough, and then he just rolls him off of him.
And then they all like gather around him to see if he's dead or not.
Yeah.
And they're not even doing anything. They're not checking for his pulse or anything. They're just standing around.
Yeah, no chest compressions.
Until finally the Hulk just roars him back to life.
Yeah. He's
like, oh, okay. So there we go. They made it.
And the Chitauri are like a hive mind, apparently. Yeah. So when they destroyed the ship, it just cut them all off.
Yeah, it deactivated all of them, basically. So they're all safe. Everything's good. Midtown did not get destroyed.
I mean, it
did, but not by a nuke.
Yeah.
And now they have to go confront Loki, so they go up there and they find him. And he's just kind of there.
Yeah. He's still trying to recover from the Hulk meeting.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're all just in his face.
Yep, and I don't remember what they say to him.
He's like, you just got avenged, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly what they say. Get avenged!
No, he says, I think I'd like that drink now.
Okay.
And that was it.
So, Thor takes Loki and the Tesseract, because they use the Tesseract to get back to Asgard. They use it kind of like I guess kind of like Bifrost or something.
Yeah.
So
it's a space stone, so it can teleport you.
Yeah, exactly. So Loki and the Tesseract and Thor all together. They head back to Asgard.
Yep.
And
Tony and Bruce go off together, I think.
Yeah, probably to go make that bar on the beach.
Yeah.
In
Probably
She-Hulk.
so. Probably so.
The council or whatever they're talking to Fury about, why did you give the Tesseract and Loki over to Hulk? And he's like, they'll take care of it there in Asgard or whatever.
Like, not much I can do about
it. Exactly. And they'll come back whenever we need them.
Yeah.
Well, Thor will come back whenever we need him, I guess. Yeah. But they all kind of separate, and he's like, they'll get back together if we need him for anything.
Yeah, because Maria's like, what's going to happen next time when we need the Avengers? And he's like, if we need them, they'll be here.
They'll be here, exactly. So then we see Stark Tower, which now only has an A.
Yeah.
In this Stark, in the word Stark, the A is the only thing that's there, which means they're going to be turning it into Avengers Tower.
Avengers Tower.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
And then that's the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a mid-credit scene, of course.
Yep.
Which is the one where I was like, who's the other? Don't know. But then he says something about courting death. And then you see Thanos and he just turns.
Because the other is like, dealing with the humans were tougher than we thought. They're very dangerous. And to threaten them is to court death.
Yeah.
Thanos turns around and is like, hey, gives a little smile.
He doesn't say anything.
Winks
he just
to the camera.
A little.
Says,
it's like, I'll be courting death.
He says, I think I can get used to this. And a little guitar plays. No. But, yeah, that's... I like that that's a callback to the comics where he's in love with death.
Yeah.
And that's his
the
main
whole
motivation.
reason that he's going after the Infinity Stones.
And even though I know that, I never picked up on it until this watching. I never did. Probably because I was cheering so loud in the theaters.
Probably.
You know how I am. So, yeah. But that never actually happened. And this is not Josh Brolin, or whatever Brolin is.
Yeah, this is Josh.
Not Josh, just some dude.
Just some dude.
Who looks a lot like him, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, a little more purple.
Yeah, but I guess they just didn't know who they were going to have playing him yet.
Placeholder Thanos.
Yep. So that's that one. And then, of course, there's a post-credit scene that Disney Plus did not want us to watch, I guess.
Yeah, it was like, you want to watch She-Hulk now?
It was like, no, we already watched She-Hulk. We want to see the last scene. What the heck? So it's basically, earlier in the film, they had talked about after...
Yeah, when Iron Man woke up.
The fight and everything, that they should all go get shawarma.
Yeah, it's like, do y'all feel like shawarma?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's where it is. They're in the restaurant.
They're eating some shawarma.
You can see like parts of the building, like it's fallen apart and everything, but they're all there around the table eating shawarma.
Yeah.
And Chris Evans has his hand in front of his mouth the whole time, basically. He's just kind of got his head resting on it, so you can't see his mouth.
Yeah.
Because he had a beard and mustache at that point.
Yeah, for Snowpiercer.
Yeah, so.
And Chris Hemsworth is a lot skinnier because of a movie he did.
Okay.
Apparently they were actually going to introduce the Captain America beard and just let him have one.
Oh, really?
But they didn't.
Now, when he does finally get the Captain America beard, I was like, yes.
He looks good on a beard.
I was like, I enjoy this a lot.
I can get used to this.
Exactly. And then he, like, almost immediately, like, the next... Was it the next movie?
I think it was Infinity War. He had a beard.
I know it was in Infinity War when he had the beard, but I was like, was it in Endgame when he shaved it? Or was it in Infinity War? I forget it made it all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out when we watch it.
We will.
So, anyway, but yeah, I like Bearded Cap. I am a fan.
Well, here's some news. In the comics, he turns into a werewolf, so...
Oh, I've heard about that.
If you want a little hairier, Captain America...
I'm good, thanks.
Oh, well, all right.
Or I could just reread Marvel 1602 and see him as a Native American.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Very white Native American.
Yeah.
Blonde hair, white Native American.
Yeah, it was strange.
Weird story. Yeah, but as you can probably tell, I really like this movie again. Even after watching it, this is probably like the 5th or 6th time I've watched it. I still really like it.
I'm not sure how many times I've seen it, but not 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And this may have been like the 3rd time.
Yeah.
Possibly 2nd. I don't know. I don't watch them. I don't rewatch them very often.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I like it. So, yeah. I can see why it did so well. And it kicked off everything. So now we'll move into phase 2.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting.
So the next one...
I don't know what that is. Maybe Iron Man 3? Wouldn't be Thor 2, would it?
Iron Man 3 will be next. Okay. And then Thor 2.
All right.
And then Captain America 2.
2 movies not as well liked.
Yeah.
In general.
I watched Iron Man 3 not too long ago, actually, and I enjoyed it. So.
I don't think I've seen it since I saw it in the theaters, so it'll be interesting to see it again.
Plus, I recently watched a YouTube video about, like, how Iron Man 3... In Iron Man 3, it's a lot of Tony with PTSD.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
It's interesting.
Definitely went through a lot in this movie.
Yep.
All right, so... now we get to our snack.
Yeah, but I have to go get it because it's in the fridge.
So, we are trying Coca-Cola Dreamworld.
Yes.
Limited edition soda. Do we know anything about it?
All I know is that apparently it is dream flavored.
Oh, of course.
It's kind of like how when we did the Starlight?
Starlight, yeah.
And they said it tastes like space.
Yeah.
And so this tastes like dreams, apparently. Mm-hmm. So we don't really know what the flavor profile is. Oh. But I found the regular one and the Coke Zero version.
Nice.
I figure you're probably going to want that one because you're more likely to drink Coke Zero than I am. So I bought this one for myself. Nice. But we can try both of them.
Yeah.
So I brought some glasses for us.
Hold up.
What do we want first? Regular or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cheers.
Well, hold on.
Cheers.
Okay.
Smells
fruity.
Very fruity. I would guess mango-y.
Oh, it does smell mango-y. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Oh, this is weird.
That is interesting. It might be mango.
It might be.
I don't feel like I've had this before. In my dreams? It's like somebody put tropical Skittles in a Coke.
Yeah, it has some kind of familiar taste. I just don't know what it is.
That's a Coke.
Oh my god, of course.
Tony Bananas. It's growing on me.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Let's try the Zero, see if it's any different. Surprisingly tastes the same.
Yep.
It's good, but it's kind of medicine-y a little bit.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a medicine-y taste.
Like a little bitter at the end or something.
Mm-hmm. You know what it makes me think of?
What?
Have you ever started drinking something and you didn't realize, but it had like a little bit of mold in it? Okay, because I had this water bottle and I didn't realize that there was a little tiny bit of mold and it made the water nasty.
Oh, gross.
That's kind of what it tastes like.
Yeah. Yum. Put that on your bottle's Coke.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if I like this.
That'll be in the ads. Always moldy cola. I don't know. I feel like I liked Starlight a little better.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like my dreams, that's for sure.
Yeah, me neither. That's probably for the best, though. I don't know. I don't know if I want it tasting like my dreams.
Yeah.
Very bubbly.
Very bubbly.
All right, well, what are we going to rate this? What are you giving it? I don't remember what I gave Starlight.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I feel like this is not going to be as high.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go 5.5.
Okay.
I think the medicine-y taste kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah, I was thinking 5.
If I had to guess, I would say it's probably mango.
Maybe, yeah.
That feels like the taste to me.
I wish they would, after they do the limited edition ones, if they would just, say, okay, well, these were the flavors that were in it.
Mm-hmm. Well, Cokes, they guard their secrets.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, only 2 people know it, and they have to take different planes so they don't die at the same time, and we lose the Coke formula forever.
Yeah.
So what are you going to rate it?
Oh, I said a 5.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about right. It's kind of middle of the road.
Yep.
All right. Well, what do you think Coke Zero Dreamworld tastes like? How do you feel She-Hulk is going? And we don't want to hear from you jerks that are just ratings bombing it. We don't care about you. Who's your favorite Avenger? Why isn't it Hawkeye?
Oh my god.
I like Hawkeye.
Yeah, but he's my least favorite of all of them.
Oh, maybe.
I also don't really like the Hulk that much. But I do like Mark Ruffalo. So.
I enjoy the Hulk after his own movie. I like him in all the Avengers movies.
Yeah,
and all that.
Yeah.
But I liked when Hawkeye was up on the building and shooting everything and doing his thing. I like trick arrows. I do. So I'm glad he got his own series. Anyway, enough about that. Let us know your opinions on Twitter at HavingFunCast or on Facebook at HavingFunPod.
Or you can send us an email at havingfunpod@gmail.com.
Yes, sure. And you can go out and have fun, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.